Brother Charles did. My leg is currently not in the best working condition, so I'll talk to you from the stage right now. But my name is Kelly Froman, just to reiterate that, and I'm here to talk to you about African fraternalism. Have you ever asked the Malik this question? You're not Greek, okay, what are you? They'll tell you simply, we're African fraternalists. African fraternalists. Now, there's many meanings to African fraternalism, but I'll give you the brief and quick meaning of what African fraternalism is. Has anybody ever heard, I am my brother's keeper? Anybody heard that? Each one teach one? Karma, do unto others as you want it done to yourself. That's African fraternalism. African fraternalism means wanting for your brother what you want for yourself. See, one thing about our people, African people, we're people with a communalistic ideology. We're not individualistic. We think of ourselves as a community, as one, not one of part, but one as whole. And that's very important, because once we get the mindset and concept as being one of something bigger and greater, then everybody succeeds. One man's achievement leads other people with his truth to seek knowledge, which gains power. Because one thing our people are missing in this world is power. Not power to oppress, but power to uplift. See, power has been misconstrued in this society to mean that I can tell you what to do. I can tell you what to think. Frankly, I'll be honest with you, those are European concepts. Power is the ability to control oneself, discipline, self-sacrifice, love, life, and death. This is what power is, and this is what African fraternalism can offer us. We're not the only practices of African fraternalism, because anybody in this audience could be African fraternalist. As if you choose to carry that concept as wanting for your brother as you want for yourself. Now, why are Malik's African fraternalists? Everybody knows that fraternalism started in Greece, correct? You all know that, right? You don't know that? All you gotta do is look outside. You look outside, you look in any history book, the first thing they'll teach you is about the mighty Greeks. Ancient Greece, where the whole world generated from. All concepts of philosophy, arts, war, paintings, poetry, singing, plays, whatever it is, Greece made it. All I'm here to tell you today, you've been misled. You've been fooled, you've been hoodwinked. Frankly, to keep it on a casual note, you've been played. You really have. It came from Africa. It came from Africa. And it's very typical for Malik to say, oh, it came from Africa, it came from Africa. What's the color of the sky? Blue. Blue came from Africa. But it really did, a lot of things generated from Africa. The essence of human beings generated in Africa. One of the things that Malik say all the time is the evidence of anthropology. And the science of anthropology proves that the first man to ever walk this earth was a black man. Now that in itself is powerful. But nevertheless, in the region that we incorrectly call Egypt, by its proper name is called Kemet, was one of the first, or the first world power that this earth ever seen. Now in Kemet, agriculture, science, arts, what else? What's something, anybody know where the genesis of martial arts came from? I'll tell you something, it's not Asia. It was in Egypt, in Kemet. Scribbled on the pyramid walls, various ways of fighting techniques. This all happened in Kemet. Now, where did this happen? There was a institution called the mystery systems. Now, these mystery systems served as what we know today as fraternities. It was a brotherhood where people would come in, get initiated into the institution, the mystery systems, and once they became a member, they worked their way up in different levels and different degrees to become a higher ranking student. Now, African people are very, very spiritual people. So this was won by very spiritual people. So some of the teachers, or what we call as professors today, would serve as priests. And they would take these members and build them into better people. Because one thing that's a very core African ideal is that the more knowledge one man has, the higher and closer he is to God. This is why we have such a thirst or a desire to learn. Because we know the more that we learn, we could put away whatever animalistic mentalities that man is flawed in having. The more knowledge we have, the better we can control ourselves. So in these mystery systems, this is where fraternalism first started. And as African people, we are loving people, we're accepting of everyone. So when the Greeks came from overseas in their different tribes, they came and they learned, they were initiated into these schools. And the mystery systems were not only located in Kemet, there were other branches located in the Iberian Peninsula, in places where it's present-day Sicily and Italy, and other places in Europe. But the main campus would be in Kemet. Now, does anybody know of any great Greek philosophers? What was that? Aristotle. Anybody else? Any other? Socrates. Anybody else? Pythagoras. Anybody? All these guys, guess what? They were students of the mystery systems. They went to Egypt and they was initiated and went through different stages and degrees and went back to their homelands to share this knowledge that they had. Does anybody know what happened to them when they got there? Anybody? They was arrested and they were killed. Some got sold into slavery and some committed suicide. Now, what does that say about a society? If you go into a society teaching them knowledge and they kill you because you teach them knowledge, it makes no sense for that society to claim that they created all of these philosophies, all of these contributions to civilization. To be quite blunt, is asinine. It's very asinine. Now, the reasons why these philosophers were executed, sold into slavery, or killed themselves is because the Athenian government charged these individuals with teaching them foreign information. Foreign, meaning alien, meaning not from here. If that's not more blatantly clear, then I don't know what is. But why is it that this information is here that we don't know it? As my brother Charles said, there was a reason why we couldn't read. There was a reason why power, also known as knowledge, was kept away from us. Because the saying goes, the pen is mightier than the sword. You can kill a person, but you can't kill an idea. You can't take away knowledge from somebody unless you kill them. So currently we're going through an extinction period. So why is this important? Why does this have any relevance to you? Who cares? Okay, Africa was the first place to create institutions of fraternalisms, brotherhood. Was the first place to create institutions of architecture, science, reading, and highly developed reading, not just hieroglyphics, because the reading system of Arabic and Arabic writing is derived from hieroglyphics. So why does this matter? Why does this matter? Okay, so what? That was the past. The white people won. What does it matter to? What does it matter to us now? Move on and let's do what we can do. Well, it goes back to the meaning of Sankofa, meaning it's not taboo to go back and fetch what you forgot. If knowledge is power, if our knowledge was taken away from us, we have to do whatever it takes by any means necessary to get our knowledge back. That is the only way to empower us. The foundation of white supremacy lies on a foundation of falsification and lies. The only way to enslave a person is to make a person feel that he's not a human being. U.S. Constitution, we were listed as 3/5. In the Bible, they listed everybody in there as white people. Everywhere we go, we learned to have nothing to give. The very continent that spawned the human race was told to us to be a dark continent, a continent of nothingness, a continent where they refer to the people as animals, as monkeys and baboons. And the best thing to ever happen to Africa was slavery and colonialism. Does that make any sense?